guys, it's Mrs. Gloom, and we're going to continue reading Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life with Chapter 41. Report card time. All A's. Yay! Not a lot changed between Thanksgiving and Christmas break. In fact, if I tried to tell you too much about it, you'd think the pages of this book had stuck together and you were reading the same chapters all over again. So here's the short version. Miller was a bottom-feeding, scum-of-the-earth dipwad. Always. I had to keep some of my Zoom money to buy Christmas presents, so I only managed to get another 12 pages out of him. And as for school, the last thing Mrs. Donatella said to me before vacation was, "Keep trying, Rafe. I know you can do better, and I know you know it too." In other words, don't expect any good news on your report card. That's why I spent the first couple of afternoons of winter break outside in the cold, waiting for the mailman to come. Mom was always at work in the afternoon, and Bear never noticed anything unless it was on TV or had pepperoni on it. So I was all covered there. On the third day, we got an envelope with an HVMS return address in the corner and the smell of doom all over it. I stuck it inside my coat, dropped the rest of the mail inside, and went straight to my room to check out the damage. There was also a letter for Mom, signed by Mrs. Strickler. It said she was going to be in touch after vacation so they could schedule a conference to talk about Rafe's academic performance. Oh man, it was worse than I thought. Basically, I had two options. I could get this over with and fast by leaving the report card on the counter where Mom would see it. Or I could buy some time. That way at least Mom would have a half-decent Christmas without having to worry about me for a while. She deserved it, and to tell you the truth, I felt like I did too. My first idea was just to shove everything way under my mattress, but Leo never likes it when I do anything halfway. "Why take chances?" he said. "There are a lot better ways to make things disappear than that." He was right, of course, so I changed plans. I stuck it all the way back inside my coat, made a quick stop in the kitchen, and then picked up Ditka's leash from the hook by the back door. "Ditka, here boy!" There are exactly two ways to make friends with Ditka: food and walks. As soon as he saw that leash in my hand, he came running like a four-legged linebacker and pinned me to the door, slobbering all over the place. "Where you going, Squirt?" Bear asked from the couch. "Just taking Ditka for a walk," I said, like it was something I did all the time. "Sounds good," he said. "You could both use the exercise." Look who's talking, I thought. "See you later," I said, and we took off. Walking Ditka isn't really like walking at all. It's more like getting dragged behind a tank and trying to steer. Luckily, Ditka works on autopilot and went right over to this field where he likes to do his business. A bunch of condos were supposed to be built there, but the lot was mostly deserted in the meantime. At the back of the field, there's a drainage ditch with a stream running into a big pipe at the bottom. I tied Ditka's leash to a tree when we got there, and I went down by the water where nobody could see me. Next, I found some rocks and made a circle next to the water, like a little campfire. Then I took out my report card, the letter from Mrs. Strickler, the envelope, and the box of wooden kitchen matches from home. I'm not usually supposed to do anything with fire when Mom's not around, but then again, I'm not usually supposed to incinerate my report card either. I crumpled it all the way up in the middle of the circle and lit it. Once it was done, just ashes, I kicked everything into the water and watched it wash down the drain pipe. Then I scuffed up the ground so there wouldn't be any footprints, untied Ditka, and let him drag me the rest of the way around the block, just in case anyone was watching. It was all kinds of overkill, but like Leo said, why take chances? And guess what? It worked. For a little while, anyway. Chapter 42. Chapter 43. Short and sweet, but mostly just short. Okay, that's not exactly what Christmas looked like, but to tell you the truth, it could have been a lot worse. No major disasters, anyway. The weirdest part was having Bear around on Christmas morning for the first time. Mom knew Georgia and I wouldn't want to buy presents for him, so she got little stuff and put our names on the tag. For her sake, I didn't say anything about it. I just said, "You're welcome," when he opened the NFL foam can holders I supposedly got for him, and "thank you" when I opened the Chicago Bears sweatshirt he supposedly got for me. After that, Mom made a really good Christmas dinner, including two kinds of pie from the diner, apple and chocolate cream. I had first, seconds, and thirds of everything, and we all stayed up late watching Raiders of the Lost Ark on TV. Then Christmas was over. And then Mom found out about my grades, and the hard stuff started all over again. Notice how fast this chapter went by? That's exactly how it felt to me. Mom calls that art imitating life, but I just call it my own rotten luck. Chapter 44. Lost and Found. Mom was sitting at the computer when I came out of the kitchen that morning. As soon as I saw what she was doing, I knew I was toast. She was looking at the Hills Village Middle School website. There were my grades, right on the screen. "Weren't we supposed to get these in the mail?" Mom said. I think so," I said, trying not to panic or sound like someone who had burned his report card in a ditch somewhere. Bear was leaning against the counter, with half a piece of leftover pie in his hand and a gallon of milk in the other, and Ditka was licking crumbs off the floor around his feet. "Nice grades, Squirt," he said. "These aren't too good, honey," Mom said. "What happened?" It was another one of those questions without good answers, so I just said the first thing I thought of. Maybe they're teaching the wrong subjects? It was probably true, but it wasn't going to get me out of this. Mom just looked at the screen again and sighed, like she was watching a sad movie. "Well, in any case," she said, "we can't let these slide." "In other words," Bear butted in, "your mother's been way too easy on you for too long. Those days are over." "That's not what I meant," Mom said, but Bear kept yapping. "So here's what's going to happen. Once you're back in school, you're going to come straight home every day. Then you're going to do your homework before anything else, and I'm going to check it to make sure that you do." "What?" I said. "'Fraid so, little man." "Forget it," I said. "You're not my teacher and you're not my father, okay?" This was way over the line even for Bear. I looked at Mom to back me up, but I could tell right away she wasn't going to. "I have to work in the afternoons, Rafe. I can't be here to do everything." "You could if he had a job," I said. "Yo, I'm standing right here," Bear said. "And believe it or not, I was in middle school once too." "Yeah, in the zoo." "Watch your mouth, Squirt." "That's another thing," I said. "Don't call me Squirt." "Don't tell me what to do," Bear growled. "Squirt." I felt like I wanted to explode, but Mom got there first. She threw her hands up in the air and yelled something that sounded like, "Ugh!" Then she said, "Can't you two ever just have a normal conversation, just for once?" "Talk to him," Bear said. "The kid's impossible." He took the last piece of pie out of the tray and shoved the whole thing into his mouth. Mom got up and threw open the fridge. "You know what? You two are just going to have to work this out," she said. "Actually, scratch that. I don't care if you work it out or not. Rafe, this is your new arrangement. Carl will be checking your homework, and that's that." I expected her to say something else like, "And as for you, Carl," but she didn't. She just got out some eggs and started making breakfast like nothing had happened, like she hadn't just turned me into bear food. And I thought, I gave up my mission for you. Mom had always been the one real person I felt like I could trust. Even after Bear moved in with us, I figured she'd still be on my side when it really counted. Now I didn't know what to think anymore, except get me out of here.